The home of Australian air checks, theradioantenna.com.
Do you know that I love you?
Gentle on your mind. 6PR.
Burt Bacharach, the orchestra and chorus, and I'll Never Fall in Love Again. It should be sung by an intelligent, vivacious and tenderly frivolous young girl who knows that this was only one in a whole series of love affairs. She sings knowing she'll succumb to the sweetness of love time and time again. Only next time she'll be more cautious, less anxious. Be gentle with me, new love. Treat me tenderly. I need the gentle touch, the soft voice, the candlelight after night. There've been so many who didn't understand. So give me all the love I see in your timid eyes. But give it gently, please. I'm Peter Sinclair, and it's 10 with Smokey Robinson from the album Smokey. Never my love and never can say goodbye.
A cool evening in Perth this evening. Still, almost a lonely feeling. Inside is the place to be, with the warmth of home and the music of PR.
B.J. Thomas, and I just can't help believing. I guess that's how it goes sometimes. You can't believe that she cares for you, and then as time goes on, it's not so much that you can't believe it. It's a case of not being able to understand it. Understand her, I mean. 3:18. And now this note from the PR personal column of the Air. It's for sale. White Muscovy ducklings. They're lovely little things, 6 to 8 weeks old, and bred from prize stock. The ducklings are selling for 50 cents each. If you want one or all of them, phone 864-168 any evening, except Wednesday. That's 864-168. And remember this, if we can help you out with something you're looking to buy or sell, whatever, doesn't matter, just write us the details along with your name, address, and phone number, care of PR Personals. Post Office Box 6072, Hay Street East.
The year 1967 was the year of Canada's 100th birthday celebrations, with the opening of Expo 67 in Montreal. It was the year of the tragic drowning of Australia's Prime Minister, Harold Holt. And 1967 was a year of change for New Zealand. Decimal currency was introduced.
And also in 1967, the Beatles wrote and recorded a song about getting by with a little help from your friends.
What would you think if I sang out a tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?
It's a fine, alive day in Perth. The sun sparkles off the river. Trees nod gently. It's a great feeling day. And we'd like to share that good feeling with you. And the good feeling music that is PR. Perth in the rain. It may be pretty to look at, but it's not so good to be out in. It kind of makes the great outdoors a good place not to be. Inside, warmth, security, and the music of PR. The afternoon sky hangs low in Perth today. It's not really a gloomy day. But it's funny how clouds can sometimes just kind of take the edge off a day. But there's usually something or someone to offset it. A friend, a love, a smile, words, music. PR music.
When driving east along St George's Terrace, you may have wondered why there's a kink or bend in the principal street of our city, where St George's Terrace becomes Adelaide Terrace. It happened in 1833. In those early years, most of the settlement was centred around Barrack Street, so called because the soldiers protecting the colony were garrisoned there. And St George's Terrace was a mere track ending in the bush east of Government House. One of the first houses to be erected at this end of town belonged to Captain Rowe. A few years later, when St George's Terrace was continued east, Captain Rowe's house was in the middle of the proposed road. So with a deft stroke of the pen, he moved the extension road round his house. You see, Captain Rowe was the Surveyor General and could place roads wherever he wished. More of the history that makes up our city of Perth, a city of ease and relaxation, reflected in the music of PR. In the quiet atmosphere of the Supreme Court Gardens stands Perth's oldest building. It's the Little White Building in the southeast corner. Built in 1836, it was the original Supreme Court in the day of our early settlers. It now houses officers of the Law Society. Erected to dispense law and order to the 600-odd people, the population of Perth in 1836, one of the early classic cases was in 1838, when a seaman was charged with drinking his captain's brandy. The jury retired to consider its verdict, and whilst doing so, sampled the brandy. Not too surprisingly, they brought in a verdict of acquittal. The popular verdict was a signal for sightseers and jurymen alike to shoulder the seaman to the nearest hostelry and continue the sampling. Next time you're relaxing in the Supreme Court Gardens, look to the Little White Building in the southeast corner. You'll be looking at 138 years of brandied history. Just another small but significant piece of our Perth heritage. A heritage that we can still enjoy today as the music of PR.
The home of Australian Airchecks, theradioantenna.com.